Yo, what is going on YouTube? My name is JP, and today I'll be going to seeing my Luffy match versus Keith's Kaido. Luffy is a pretty good matchup against Kaido, usually, or Red in general, is just because you can kind of rush down what they want to do. And Luffy also plays bigger bodies, so these small bodies that King can get rid of, either the 6 cost or 7 cost, aren't usually as useful for Luffy players. So as we can see, he plays Hannibal and gets that blocker that, spoiler alert, is not going to be around for very long, just because, you know, Red has Vista, and Vista kind of gets rid of those weenie blockers pretty quickly. It's kind of why I don't usually like playing him. I don't play Chopper and Luffy. I don't think he's a very good tech for, especially this meta. So you can see Key swing for 5 with Kaido. I'm going to take that pretty much every time, no matter what, just to get more cards in hand. And you can see that blocker comes down. And so now we're going to see what I do here. So I'm pretty sure I have the Vista in hand. Go to 4 Dawn, and yep, looks like turn 3 for Vista, and get rid of that blocker immediately, and easy leader effect and swing for 7 with Luffy to get him down to 4 life. That'll probably be another turn there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I remember this hand being actually pretty good, just because I had the Zoro, I had the Jet Pistol to take care of any blockers in case he had Queen, and then I don't think I had the Newgate yet though. So with 4 Dawn, he's going to play here. Nope, never mind. Got me there too, guys, don't worry. So 5k with leader. I will say, generally I'll take it to 3. This, again, same thing. You kind of just want cards in hand. No draw power with red. So take those first 2 pretty quickly, and you should be fine. You can kind of stabilize from there, especially with how red works with taunts and blocker, and this having to get rid of attackers. So he plays that blocker down, and I truthfully have not seen that blocker before, and I've played this game a lot, so I had to, yeah, give this one a look. And this glare is not doing me any favors either. So you can see here, I have him on 6 Dawn now. Not really sure apparently. Oh, nope, I am sure. So we're gonna go ahead and Jet Pistol the blocker, get rid of him, and then we're gonna do an easy leader effect to be efficient with our Dawn and swing for 5 with Vista, make him counter out, and it looks like he's, I would assume he would, yeah, counters out of that one, then another 5 again. Don't know why I'm holding 1 Dawn up here. I guess I have the Radical Beam, but there's really nothing on here I really care about saving unless he swings big at life, and I don't want to go down to 2 life against Kaido, just because if he gets that 9 drop out or that 10 drop out, it's pretty much lethal at that point, just because of the -7 effect. He's gonna put aside 6 Dawn here for, I'm assuming, the King. Yep. Minus effect and kill Vista. Yep. Pretty typical. Happy that it didn't happen to Zoro. And he swings 5 at life, and that's an easy counter out with Mass Deuce Alt Art. Of course, you gotta bling out the Mass Deuces with, you know how expensive they are. Whopping $8 or maybe even $7 now, even though they are becoming meta with Luffy now, because it is a very valuable card in the Zoro and Law matchup, actually. Alright, so I think we're on the 8 Dawn turn now. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Okay. Leaving 1 aside for, I'm assuming, Radical Beam again, and swinging 5 at lead. Counters out of that one. No surprise there. And then I guess I faked that Radical Beam and bring out Zoro. Swing for 6. He's gonna go ahead and take that one. That is a good thing about Luffy. You can kind of just keep on swinging. And then we play Marco, and funnily enough, before I get my last alt art, this is the one ugly Marco in the deck. Even though the regular card looks pretty good, it's still the only non-alt Marco. And truthfully, with Marco in the Luffy deck, he works really well if you're running the Whitebeard Pirate kind of engine almost. And I do play the Whitebeard Pirate searcher cards, because the only games that I lost at the regional, offline regional, were games that I didn't have my Edward Newgate. So I thought, okay, let's go ahead and really lean into this and play Whitebeard Pirates. So go back to the actual game here. He's going to swing for 5 at, I'm assuming, Zoro. I'm not listening to this with sound on, so I'm kind of just guessing and playing off memory. And yep, I counter out of that one. And then he's going to do 7 at Zoro, and I will let him have it at that point, I think, just because there's really no point in keeping him alive. That was just to kind of make sure that he swung for 5 at, or swung again at Zoro, versus swinging into life, and I wouldn't be able to, or I would be able to block a 7, but I'd rather not block a 7 with my life. So we'll let him get the character, and we will stay at 3 life, which is kind of a lot safer for playing against Kaido, but maybe not as optimal if you're using Radical Beam and Marco like I am. And I believe now we're on the 9 Dawn turn, since he played Magellan, we did the -1 there. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to give the Newgate to come down here. But Magellan, he really is the bane of Red's existence if you don't get to go second, because he will straight up ruin your curve, and you will be super unhappy with it if you don't get your Newgate out on curve. And luckily, we got the Newgate out, and this is the pretty Newgate. I was running 2 Altards at this point, I think. And then, made a pretty easy call here. Use leader effect and swing for 8 at, I'm assuming, life, just because it's either that or king, and we want to at least get a blast breath or 2 2Ks out of his hand if he doesn't want to take this, or the blocker even. We're happy with all of those. But I will say is that he probably should have blocked there, because Newgate is just going to kill the blocker next turn anyways with a swing of 12. So if you just block there, then you get value out of the blocker, and you don't have to get rid of your blast breath. And I do think that, I don't think that really changed the game a whole lot, but it definitely made it so that blocker pretty much lost all its value, aside from maybe making my smaller character swing second instead of Newgate swinging first. So here we have Magellan swinging 6, but I'm a nice guy, and even though Luffy's a 7, I let him fix the Dawn here. So he's able to add a Dawn here, and he'll swing for 7 instead of 6, and get a nice card out of my hand, or I'll take the life. Or I can block the Marco. Probably not block the Marco, though, just because he can't come back if I do that. A lot of suspense here. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Oh, and then there's Whitebeard Pirates, the trigger. And, I mean, I don't really be happy with the Jozu here. Oh, but looks like I totally whiff on the Whitebeard Pirates, even though I play over 20 Whitebeard Pirates cards. You always gotta love to see that. And then with an easy 2K to bring it up to 9 for the King swing. And it looks like Kaido can swing for 7. I'm kind of mulling things over. He's got 5 Dawn left. I want to go for lethal next turn, or maybe I'm not able to go for lethal next turn. So 7, do I want to counter out with that 2K Jozu, or do I want to block with Marco? It's pretty much just one of those two. The only thing I do know is that I want to stay at 2 life at least. Or really, yeah, stay at 2 life, because there's no adding life back with red. So counter out with Jozu. There's a great 2K counter if you're going to run Whitebeard Pirates. And he's going to finally find his own Agashima, which is pretty unfortunate for him, because he does have a pretty decent board out right now with King of Magellan. And I can't kill Magellan because I don't want to. Or I guess I could now. But it's very nice having 10 Dawn versus 8, assuming I'm not playing anything this turn. But I do think I play something this turn, just because I'm pretty sure I have a Zoro in hand, or maybe I picked up a Zoro on the draw here. So it looks like we're going to attach 2 Dawn to Newgate to get rid of the blocker, if I had to guess. Yep. Oh, maybe not. Guess I'm faking him out here. Okay, yeah, swinging for 12 with Newgate into King and killing the blocker. And the reason we go for King here too, we just want to clear another attacker off the board in case he wants to do the -7. But the reason we do, and the thing with 12 is if he does have Hell's Judgment, then he still has to give a 2K counter and a 1K counter just to save the king, because it only brings Newgate down to 9. So it just kind of makes the Hell's Judgment not worth it. And here looks like I'm going to swing for, I don't know, 7 with leader. Looking back, I probably should have swung with 8, just to make sure he had to play another card down besides just the Judgment of Hell. I think that's what he's playing here. Yep. So you're going to dress 2, -1, and give Luffy 4K, so he doesn't have to use any more cards out of his hand. And then here comes the Zoro, pay 3, and then leader effect, and do another 7. And then I guess I'm leaving 2 Dawn open for those 2 Radical Beams, just to make sure the Newgate survives, and really anything survives the next turn. Because, I mean, it's pretty tough to get through 8K encounter just off of Radical Beams. And I think I had something else too, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not, unless he has the 9 drop here, it's not looking super great for him at this point in time, but we will see. Just having Marco on board, and then the minimum 8K of counter here, and still being on 2 life, so at this point, he just kind of has to decide whether he wants to clear board or he wants to go for game. And I think he knows that if he does not go for game here, he will lose. But truthfully, I'm not sure how viable going for game here is unless you're able to maybe swing for 7s across the board. And then you could maybe do something there, but still, again, same thing with... Yeah, so he plays the king. And he's going to kill the Marco. I think. Yeah, kills the Marco, but I had a Newgate in hand, so I go ahead and play the Marco back, just because it's another attacker for next turn. Yeah, that's the good thing about Marco too. He's very sticky, but on this last turn, when you save him, he can be just another 5k attacker towards life. And 5k is, I mean, that's just an automatic natural 5k, so you can really be a pain in the ass with that. So now he has 4 down left, and he can pretty much just swing with Magellan, he can swing with Kaido, and then he can -7, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, he gets the 1 rested Dawn. He can swing for, let's see, I think he's thinking. Yeah, I think he's going to swing for 7 with Magellan, if I had to guess. Or I guess he made a swing for 6. Regardless, though, I think he is pretty much out of options here. Just kind of have too much of a board, and then the 2 radical beams are just a lot. So we're gonna see here is going to go and swing for. Wow, he's teasing us here. I think he just moved the king down just so in his head he would not, or he wouldn't be able to swing that in his head. It's better, easier to think. So here he's gonna put on. It looks like 1 Dawn for 7, which is probably it's about as good as you can do here. I think I'm just thinking, can I counter out of that next Kaido swing? If I have Radical Beam, I definitely can. I don't know why I'm thinking here. I definitely should have been pretty quick just to take this life and just to make it seem like he could go for a game without playing another blocker down. Because I think people kind of lose the value in that. If you know you can get out of it, especially against players that, or against leaders that don't have rush, so anybody who's not red, you can definitely kind of bait to seem like they may have the game, and then just let them go for it, and then say, oh, we have the Radical Beam here. That's 2-9, and then now he doesn't have a blocker up, and you can just kind of swing for game here because I think he has 2 to 3 cards in hand. And we have 4 attackers at minimum with no rushers, but they're all 5k or above. And there's nothing to worry about as far as jet pistols out of life go, or shockwaves, or anything like that. So I think the easiest thing to do here is swing for 7 to get 2 cards out of hand. And I think we do here. Yep, looks like 2 cards, gonna counter out. And then we're going to swing for 7 again, it looks like with Marco. And that's a guaranteed take because he only has 1 card left. And then swing for 5 just because of the Luffy. And if he counters out, that's fine. And then if we swing big with the Newgate, we have it. And he's got that. And that is the game. Good game to Keith. And we'll see him in the next one. It's been a Speeder Boy JP here. Have a good one.